Yes. Could you guys just introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Andrew Kenny, and I perform the score for the film.
Alex Johnson. I'm the writer, director.
I'm Ashley Spillers, and I played Amy.
I'm Jason Douglas. I played Dwayne.
The bass on that is going to be really low. Yeah. I want to tweet it later.
Do a little sound forging.
I'll try to tweet up my.
I like it. It's a little.
Seriously, I want your number.
It's a little velvet foggy. I like it.
I call you and have you say my name in the morning.
Yeah.
It was a late night last night.
Yeah. We got our variety review very late, so it went into the evening.
Yeah, I saw that a slow burn thriller with rich Texas flavor.
Wow.
Yeah, that's nice. So that's got to be like you got to be like pumped up for that.
Yeah. I was starting to cry. I've been in production for 20 plus years. I'm in commercials and trying to make a living and doing my own thing and trying to make movies here and there. And we tried to make another film before this for about 4 or 5 years, and it just wasn't happening. And then we focused on this one. We were able to get it done, but it's a long time coming, so it was very rewarding to see that. I lost it a little bit.
So what's the sort of difference? Why didn't that happen, and why did everything sort of click with this?
People at this table. And if we change people, just change their names. The other film was about the same budget, which was low. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's low. And takes place mostly in South America. And we got some named talent, very interested. And when it came to signing on the dotted line and coming down to Ecuador with me for 4 weeks, suddenly the phone got really quiet. So, and I get it, I haven't made a feature film, and it's a lot to. It's a lot. These guys, even in this film too, these guys had to trust me, and but they just didn't have to go down to the mountains in the Andes where I'm just like, yeah, okay, so you get a bunk bed, you're not going to get your own room, and it'll be great though. Don't drink the water.
That could be our next picture.
I think it's going to be. With that, we're going to need more money for that, and I realized we're going to need more money for that, and so I just started to focus on this one. But also getting this off the ground is really about moving to Austin. And the attitude here. I've been a producer for 15 years. I've been in production for 20 plus. And in New York, when I started to make the shift to directing, and I'd start talking to people in the industry, and they very politely just be like, "Yeah, I just don't know if that's the right move for you. We like you as a producer. We like you doing what you've been doing." And here it was like, "Great, man, let's do a movie." And it started. I wrote this script. I didn't start writing it until after last year's South by, like a week after last year's South by.
That's quick.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had the idea in my head, but I didn't actually start typing it until April.
How long did it take you to finish it?
Not long. It was the fastest thing I ever wrote, but it was probably like about 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and then I sat on it for a while. Did my own rewrites. It was probably like a 4-month process, and then when the actors got involved, I started tweaking it and stuff like that.
When you write, do you have sort of people in mind, or how does that kind of work?
Sometimes, but not having an endless budget, if you do that, you might just pigeonhole yourself, and so it's just I just want. I'm sorry, he said my name. I just wanted them to be interesting characters, and I fall in love with my character. It's one of the saddest things when the movie's done, when I finish writing it, because like sitting down and writing it every day, and you're just kind of like, oh, these guys are so awesome. I love these guys.
Honestly, though, man, there was so much in the words. So much of the character is just it's in the pages, and working with these guys on such a really nurturing set was really a gift as a performer. But there are a lot of approaches to doing a role. You can do research the role and get into it in different ways. But really, the number one most important thing is great writing. And it was there. It was there from the top. And you love that. As an actor, you read a script for the first time, and you can kind of tell, a few pages in, okay, you can kind of see, but this kind of grips you like by the lapel and like pulls you into it right off the bat. And you're like, man, I want to play. And so it's just amazing to hear, conversation about how quickly it was written or how quickly it was done, because it really feels like a texture. From the beginning, it felt like a really textured piece, and we had a great sandbox to play in for sure.
How'd you guys get involved?
Well, just Alex was really a genius when he contacted Buzz Sepko, who is really, I think, one of the premier casting directors in the state of Texas. She's Emmy Award-winning casting director. She worked on Friday Night Lights, and she's very deep roots, and she's really done a great job cultivating Texas talent for at least the last 10 years. And when Beth calls on a project, it's legit. She brings her own kind of. If it's a Beth project, it's going to pique your interest, and so
One of the greatest moments in casting was just after he left the room. He came in, and I feel like you were doing Nights on Revolution or something at the time, and I don't know if you got a chance to read the whole script, but he came in and just killed it, just killed it. And it was like, and he left the room, and I just turned to Beth. My response was something along the lines of "Holy fuck," and it was just like, wow, okay, so we're gonna be okay. It was just one of these things where it was like every time someone came, like Brady Coleman came in, he was the first person to come in. He plays Ray Mance, the lawyer, and it was just, and to hear the words, because my whole thing would be, not to get sidetracked, but the whole thing with the way it's written is like there's a lot of analogies and the whole kind of Texasisms and things like that. And if it didn't, what I told these guys is, it didn't feel natural, wasn't working, let's just skip it, because if that stuff doesn't sound completely natural, then it's going to be forced. But Brady was amazing. It's the first time I went like, oh, this stuff is going to work. And then Ashley I had seen in a film at South by last year, and heard that she had the gall to move to Los Angeles since then. I thought she was local. And we saw some other people, and I kept asking about Ashley, and we finally reached out directly to her, and she was generous enough to put something on tape. But the thing that I love about Ashley in the role is we saw a lot of people that were as exactly written, kind of like battered, stressed. And the thing about Ashley is that she's got this other comedic timing, and she should talk too, but I knew that I get something unexpected, like little tiny moments of just like a little glimmer or a little twitch or a little off smile that some of the other people weren't going to do. Yeah. And that's why I was so happy to have her.
They reached out to me, and I had the same experience with the script. He sent it, and he sent it to me once, and I was like in the middle of another movie shooting in Texas, and I was like, oh, yeah, and then they sent it again, and that was really intriguing. I was like, all right, and so I sat down to read it one day, and I was like, I'll read the first half, I have to go do something, but then I couldn't leave. It was like I sat down to read it, and I just kept reading and just got so engrossed in it, because it's a story that, it comes alive off the page. It really does. You're just in the world immediately, and now seeing it, like, such justice was done, because you do, as you're reading it, you're in the world, and now it's out there, and it is what you read is better even, which you didn't think it could be. But yeah, no, I love the role of Amy. She's a complicated character. She's a little bit of everything. She's got her weaknesses, she's got her strengths, but I think where I come in, like when you meet me in the story, I'm finally like trying to like use that strength and have found it a little bit to sort of stand up to this guy. It's great.
No, there's no casting directors for you. How did you get involved?
Just answer the Craigslist ad. I've known Alex for a good long while, about a decade, and worked together a bit in the past. He gave me the script to read last summer, more as a friend, and I asked him, let me take a swing at this, because there are a lot of things I really enjoyed about the script and just the story in general. So I I wedged myself into this table.
He was in. He's bullshitting.
No,
He's being nice.